Hey there gamers, DreamcastGuy here, and today we're talking about the PlayStation 5 Pro because the first batch of sales numbers have just been released, and yeah, the internet was completely wrong about this, and I include myself in that. The PlayStation 5 Pro is a crazy gangbuster success. In fact, by a lot of sales metrics, it is currently the fastest selling console on the planet, and I'm going to show you the numbers proving that, but it is wild because before the Pro was released, when we just had a couple screenshots and some talks by Mark Cerny, a couple tiny demos of short clips of gameplay, I, on camera, predicted that the Pro would not be a big hit. It wouldn't feel very mainstream, mostly because it felt like an expensive, niche, high-end gaming product. I figured it'd be something like the people that buy the best expensive graphics cards and stuff like that. That is an active community, but it's typically a pretty small base. Whereas the Pro, the PlayStation 5 Pro is exploding. And I want to talk about that from a couple different directions, which is the people actually reacting to it, the numbers themselves, and the people that seem to be pissed about the success of the Pro. Let's discuss. Hi, hope you're having a great day, and if you could, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. So technically, the PlayStation 5 Pro's only been out for like 72 hours. It's not enough to have like full long-term data. We don't know how it's going to perform this holiday, but now, after watching its opening explosion, I got a feeling it's going to kind of dominate the market this Christmas. But what I did kind of find interesting is over the course of the last couple weeks, ever since the Pro initially got revealed, people seem to be so hesitant to fully understand it. I see a lot of people that are kind of openly hating it. In fact, any tweet, anybody that says anything positive about it, almost all the replies are negative, or people talking about the fact that, yes, there are still some games that still run at 30 FPS, which I got to admit, I would never play a game on 30 FPS mode. Maybe if I'm recording footage for like a review, but yeah, I would never actually play a game like that. But the impressions from people that actually bought it saying it feels like another next-gen experience, especially if you have a big, expensive OLED TV. Now, as a person that's been playing the Pro pretty much nonstop since I unboxed it, I did a video reviewing it and stuff, it's pretty dang impressive. The actual games that are supported, it's a disappointingly tiny handful. There's like 90 games supported, they say. I'd say about 20 are like actually mind-blowing upgrades. But if that's the 20 games you play, like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth or Alan Wake 2 or Spider-Man, those games are getting such a substantial boost. This guy mentions it here. A lot of these games, especially first-party stuff, look dramatically better. But if you're not playing those, this is definitely not somebody who just plays PlayStation 4 games or little indie stuff. This is a device that is definitely not for you. And so when I initially saw it being advertised, I thought, okay, some people will enjoy this. Well, apparently everybody's enjoying this. The opening pre-order numbers apparently are stronger than the PlayStation 4 Pro did during the same period. Now, everybody is kind of freaking out about this because this is $200 more expensive than the PlayStation 5, right? This is a $700 console versus a $500 console. But compare that to what they even had with the PlayStation 4 Pro. By the time the Pro came out, there had been multiple price cuts to the PlayStation 4 at that point. So I think this is showing something very substantial, which is that the behavior of gamers is starting to shift. I think this is showing a clear sign of I feel like console gamers specifically are becoming more graphics driven. I think they've been looking over the fence at PC gaming now for decades and saying, wow, they're able to get uncapped frame rates and 4K visuals, and they have crazy wraparound monitors and widescreen support that console just doesn't have. And so now, with the start of the PlayStation 5 having this opening batch of games with some graphical options, even if they're not that deep and deluxe, I think people are starting to go, okay, now I get it. Now I understand the appeal of buying that new piece of tech, even for a tiny graphical boost. The fact that people are lining up for it at a console that's practically double the price, as some people said, if you bought a $400 PlayStation 5 normal, which like just a normal digital PlayStation 5 digital edition, getting this being $700, it is nearly double the price. But I guess that's not a deal breaker. These are the numbers. I saw this going around this morning, and it is insane. The PlayStation 5 Pro is the #1 best-selling console on Amazon in multiple countries. The US, UK, Canada, Germany, France, Japan, Spain, Brazil, Australia. All of these #1. Now, a lot of these are huge markets. It's not like it's just some teeny tiny nation, Malta or something like that. These are the major players in the gaming industry. UK, US, Japan, Germany, France. This stuff are huge chunks of the industry. The fact that these people are lining up and buying such a pricey console day one, it's baffling. And I almost feel like this is kind of the sign about how a lot of us are getting stuck in gaming echo chambers just by accident. I've been spending a lot of time over here on the PlayStation 5 subreddit. I actually think this subreddit is good in that a lot of these people, they're clearly PlayStation fans. Like, why else would you be subscribed to this Reddit? But I think their takes a lot of times are just trying to get the best out of PlayStation. They want the best games, the best frame rate, the best prices. And because of it, I feel like a lot of the people that post in here, I really like their takes. But the PlayStation Reddit, I feel like the PS5 Reddit has been very anti-pro. A lot of them have been in the same headspace I've been in, which is that it's not that it's a bad console, it's that an extremely expensive console like that is not exactly accessible to a lot of gamers, or so we thought. In fact, look at the top comment here. The subreddit ain't gonna like this. It's mostly people who don't frequent this sub. They just catch wind of positive news, and that's when they decide to comment negatively. I've been pretty happy so far. This is the biggest thing. I swear, every person that bought the Pro, it instantly wins you over. Every person, especially if they're playing FF7 Rebirth. I was actually showing that to my girlfriend last night. I was showing her, because she and I play a lot of card games, so I was showing her Queen's Blood and FF7 and a lot of the cool mini games and stuff like that. The frame rate, the visuals, that game runs so insanely crisp in 4K at really good frame rates and stuff. I feel like the Pro is one of those systems that when you see it, it instantly makes you go, oh, that's not something that's easily conveyed through YouTube videos with compression. And I think they show a lot of numbers that a huge chunk of everybody just watches videos on their phone. You cannot understand the Pro difference if you're looking at it on a tiny phone, right? So my point is the fact that it's interesting watching the subreddit go from ultra negative to pretty dang positive in such a quick fashion because they bought it and played it with an open mind. I also saw a bunch of stuff like this. PlayStation 5 Pros has not, the PS5 Pro price has not had a negative impact on sales, says Sony boss. Well, yeah, Reddit is a bubble. Everyone on this site and said the PlayStation 5 Portal would be dead on arrival, and now Sony says it's their best-selling accessory. Speaking the truth, I'm on a number of forums and all the platforms that people are pulling the trigger, looking forward to their Pro arriving. Reddit is a PC-focused platform. So this is something I feel like I've been thinking about more and more, which is just kind of how algorithmically focused all social media is now. Twitter, YouTube, anywhere you go, right? The point of these apps is to keep you on the app, to keep you engaged, to keep you enraged, to keep you watching, to keep you into it, right? And I think sometimes it locks you into a corner where it's difficult to understand what's actually going on, right? It warps your perceptions a bit. And I do feel like even with gaming that happens, right? Like, I love talking about PlayStation. I love PlayStation first-party games. I play a lot of stuff on my PlayStation. And so because of it, almost all of my searches are platinum trophy guides, me trying to figure out how to unlock a puzzle, me checking the release date specifically of a game coming up on PS5 so I can, review it and stuff like that. I almost think that it makes it where we're getting into this accidental spot where if you're trying to investigate a console, you say you search PlayStation 5 Pro price, and you end up searching it, and there's 50 videos in a row in your feed. Your whole feed is filled with people saying, nobody's going to buy it, this thing's going to flop. It makes it so you think, oh man, this thing's dead on arrival. And then by watching those videos, it keeps feeding you that content specifically. So anytime you even go to other websites and try and check about the success of the Pro or what people are thinking about the Pro, you're still being algorithmically fed that negative takes about it. And so whenever you step outside that bubble and see the real world numbers, I think there is a bit of a shock where you start to go, holy heck, like Actually, wait, the Pro is a huge hit. Actually, wait, PlayStation gamers do care about having those up-end graphics, even if it is expensive. Oh, I guess console gamers are extremely happy to have those high-end PC specs in some compatible fashion. It's very fascinating to see how this entire industry of gaming has sort of evolved in a way that I don't think anybody saw, but also just the way we discuss games has changed so much. I don't know, just a time for reflection. I'm happy to take the L. I legitimately 100% thought the PlayStation 5 Pro was going to, not completely flop, but I did not expect it to be a hit. Obviously it's early days. We'll see how it actually shakes out. But I thought the PlayStation 5 Pro, it just seemed like such an exuberant, tiny collector's item. I never thought it would have any sort of mainstream appeal. So it's interesting not only to be wrong, but to get outside my bubble and realize, oh, I think console gamers care a lot about what everybody cares about at this point. Having the best gaming experience anywhere. But these have just been some off-the-cuff thoughts. How do you guys feel about the PlayStation 5 Pro? Did you get a PlayStation 5 Pro? Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and please keep dreaming. Oh yeah, I made a Blue Sky account. I saw a lot of people over on, it's like basically Twitter, but without 80 billion ads and bots and stuff, right? It'll probably get filled with ads and bots at some point, but currently it's pretty clean and cool. And I have like 100 followers. So if you want to follow me, apparently they don't call them tweets over there. They call them skeets. So if you want to catch my warm, hot skeets about video games, they're over there. I gotta stop talking. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.